you use Apple Pay, honestly, just be so careful. This is a little embarrassing to admit, but if this could help one person, then I'm really willing to share what my experience was.
I had a net worth north of the seven-figure mark probably a month ago. Made some poor decisions, led to a significant downturn in my net worth.
But I kind of want to get it to 100,000. You know what I mean? Let me know if I should buy another car. I don't know. Maybe we should just be more financially illiterate.
Yeah, so I'm in this loop where my credit card minimum payments take up like all of my income. So then when I have to buy things like gas and groceries and fun money.
Can someone explain to me why for student loans through federal student loans, when you pay your monthly payment every month, your current balance never changes? Like, I literally am sitting at like $74,000 every month. It doesn't change.
Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at some more financial decisions that range from genuinely confusing to completely wild. People who don't understand how loans work, buy now, pay later traps, a 20-year-old who burned through nearly $2 million, and a student loan situation that'll make your head spin. There's a lot to get through, so let's jump right into it.
If you use Apple Pay, honestly, just be so careful. This is a little embarrassing to admit, but if this could help one person, then I'm really willing to share what my experience was. I'm just gonna lay it out like this. When you use Apple Pay, that's real money. That's true American dollars from your credit card. If you have your credit card connected, that's where the money is being sourced from. It's not like a special form of Apple Pay, Apple dollars. Why they don't just say this is real money while you're paying, I don't know.
Okay, so this one is funny on the surface, but the underlying point is actually worth taking seriously. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Tap to Pay. The friction reduction in modern payments is intentional, and it genuinely does change spending behavior. When paying feels effortless and invisible, you spend more without noticing. The Apple dollars framing is hilarious, but the confusion about where the money is actually coming from is something that probably affects more people than want to admit it. Real money, real credit card, real consequences. That's the full sentence that should come up every time you tap your phone.
My coworker just told me about his 8-year loan term on a Honda Civic at 14% interest. My heart dropped. I told him exactly what he needed to do to refinance, shop different lenders, and get the out of that deal today. If you're unfamiliar, please do research before ever signing loan paperwork. Look into amortization. Look into what you need to do to fix your credit or increase it. I believe that we are intentionally not taught this so the banks can profit more. Educate yourself. Please protect yourself.
8-year loan term on a Honda Civic at 14% interest is one of those numbers that should genuinely never happen, and yet here we are. The amortization point is so important. Most people signing these loans have no idea how much of each payment is going to interest versus principal, especially in the early years of a long-term, high-rate loan. You can make payments for years on a depreciating vehicle and barely touch the actual balance. The observation that we're intentionally not taught this so banks can profit more is hard to argue with when you look at how widely these predatory loan structures get approved and signed.
I had a net worth north of the seven-figure mark probably a month ago. Made some poor decisions, led to a significant downturn in my net worth.
So you had like $1 million?
Yeah, I'd probably around 1.9 million.
1.9 million. Okay. And what'd you do that screwed it up?
Gambling, lifestyle inflation, partying, doing the whole 9 yards.
So what did you buy?
Going out, traveling, clubbing, bottles, cars, Airbnbs. It was poor decisions, and then a lot of gambling.
So what kind of drugs were you doing? Yeah, you definitely have a drug problem, and you definitely have a gambling problem, and you definitely have a lot of problems. So what are we doing to fix the problems?
I did start going to gambling, or going to therapy for gambling specifically, and then downsized a lot of my life, cut back on majority of my expenses.
Okay, so what did you or do you do for a living?
I did a lot of marketing and crypto. I'm also in college, so this was all just a side time thing that was working out really well, I guess.
How old are you, honey?
I'm 20.
$1.9 million at 20 years old. Gone through gambling, lifestyle inflation, clubbing, bottles, hotels, cars, Airbnbs, and drugs. And he's sitting there talking about it calmly enough that it almost sounds like a normal situation. The therapy for gambling and the downsizing are the right moves, and credit to him for recognizing the problem. But the speed at which nearly $2 million can evaporate when someone doesn't have the financial literacy or emotional maturity to manage it is a reminder that income and wealth are completely different things. A lesson we've covered in the celebrity bankruptcy videos more times than I can count. What do you guys think? Is 20 years old just too young to be managing that kind of money without serious guidance?
Go do some dumb, bro. Go buy a nice car, buy a watch, do some dumb. Because I used to have like 20,000 a month in car bills. It's like chump change. Now it's at like 60,000, 70,000 if you include insurance. But I kind of want to get it to 100,000. You know what I mean? Let me know if I should buy another car. I don't know. Maybe we should just be more financially illiterate. You guys have to progressive overload life, right? I buy dumb because what does it do? It forces you to make more money. I wouldn't be grinding as hard as I am right now if I didn't buy that car. It's just facts.
Okay, so this is the buy things you can't afford to motivate yourself to work harder philosophy, and we've covered it before on this channel. $60,000 to $70,000 a month in car bills, working toward 100. And his argument is that the financial pressure forces the grind. For a very specific type of person in a very specific type of hustle business, that might actually work temporarily. But telling a general audience to go be financially illiterate and buy dumb stuff as a growth strategy is genuinely irresponsible advice, because for every person it motivates, it probably buries 10 others. The progressive overload life framing is creative, though. I'll give him that.
I have decided to move up and pack my entire life to New York. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm taking a train there. My train ticket's about $200 or so. So I have to get some stuff that I can use on the go. It's about a 20-hour train ride. I know, but I have no plan, no house set up, no job set up. We're just going. We're in the. I do know one thing. I'm on a budget of like $400, and I know you're like, Allie, how the f are you gonna live in New York with $400? Don't question the queen, alright? Just know I got it taken care of. So if this is on your For You page and you want to watch me move my entire life to New York from West Virginia, then follow, send up the money, send me up a GoFundMe or something.
Moving your entire life to New York City on a $400 budget with no job, no housing, and no plan from West Virginia is the kind of decision that makes for great content and a genuinely rough few weeks. The train ticket alone is $200, which is half the budget before she's even arrived. New York is many things, but it is not forgiving to people showing up underprepared with limited funds. I genuinely hope it worked out, but this one made me nervous.
I'd consider myself pretty financially literate, and I choose to make... Yeah, I choose to make poor decisions and then can't even justify it to myself later looking at it. But I look at the numbers and I don't know where all my money's going.
How are you financially literate, but you don't know where your money's going? What are you talking? That doesn't make any sense. Those contradict each other to the extreme.
Every single bill since I was 18, everything is all paid on time. Nothing hits collections, nothing.
You're financially literate, you say. You pay your bills, all this stuff. The credit limit on here is $10,700. You're at $10,967. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Interest hits like a truck.
So why are you purchasing on it then?
Yeah, so I'm in this loop where my credit card minimum payments take up like all of my income. So then when I have to buy things like gas and groceries and fun money.
Fun money? You. Why would there be fun money? Smirk, smirk, smirk. Why would there be fun money?
The I'm financially literate, but I don't know where my money's going contradiction is a great moment because it gets called out immediately and correctly. Paying bills on time is one part of financial literacy. Being maxed out at $10,900 on a $10,700 limit card while wondering where the money goes is the other part. And the fun money moment when the budget is already completely underwater. The reaction says everything. Knowing the rules and following them are two very different things.
Did you have a loan on the car?
No, ma'am.
So you had no loan?
No, ma'am.
The car cost $1,700.
That was the down payment. The whole price, it was like $7,000.
So there was a loan?
They financed it.
Well, that's a loan.
Oh, okay.
You put down a down payment and the rest you took out as a loan. It was financed. You had to pay it back.
Yes, ma'am.
The finance company gave you a loan.
Nobody gave me a loan because it was car payments on it. So only money that was given was the $1,700.
Patience, patience.
I'm just going to do this one time, and then we're going to move on. Let's say you bought a car for $10,000. You put down $1,700. That means that you had an $8,300 loan on the car, which had to be paid back. You borrowed $8,300 from the finance company.
Okay, so the patience it takes to walk someone through the concept that car payments equal a loan in real time is something I genuinely respect. The logic of nobody gave me a loan because it was just car payments is a more common misunderstanding than people realize, and it goes back to something we talk about constantly on this channel. Financial literacy is not being taught anywhere that matters. If you don't understand that financing a car means you borrowed money that has to be paid back with interest, you are going to make decisions that hurt you for years. This is exactly why these conversations need to happen.
I wrote off a $10,000 Bottega Veneta bag as my computer bag, which is true. I'm only ever going to use it when I'm working and or for business things, and to only have it as my laptop bag. If you're going to use it just for business, it can be a laptop bag. Like, nobody says you have to go to Walmart and get a laptop bag, like those nylon ugly bags, okay?
Writing off a $10,000 Bottega Veneta bag as a business laptop bag is one of those tax moves that technically might be defensible if used exclusively for business and documented properly. But the energy of I'm only ever going to use it for work stuff while clearly excited about the designer bag is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. The IRS tends to look at the reasonableness of a business expense, and a $10,000 bag in a category where a $50 alternative exists is going to raise some eyebrows. Talk to an actual accountant before claiming this one.
Klarna charges every month? Who was going to tell me this? I thought it took 70% off the price. I bought a laptop. I bought all new furniture. I don't know how I'm going to pay next month. I think I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy.
And this is the Klarna conversation we keep coming back to on this channel. The I thought it took 70% off the price misunderstanding is genuinely alarming because it means this person bought a laptop and an entire set of furniture under the impression that Klarna was some kind of discount service rather than a payment plan with recurring charges. That is not a small misunderstanding. That is a complete misread of what the product does. And now they're looking at potential bankruptcy. This is exactly the kind of predatory design that gets people into serious trouble, making something look like a deal when it's actually debt. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been caught off guard by a buy now, pay later charge you didn't fully understand, because I don't think this is as rare as it should be.
What is your girl math?
Girl math? One thing that irks me to my core is this narrative that I keep seeing on social media of girl maths. Hi, my name is Kafalat. I'm an accountant and I share personal finance content. Girl maths is essentially the glamorization of making silly financial decisions. We shouldn't be perpetuating the idea that women are bad with money. And this type of content just encourages the younger generation that it's okay to be financially illiterate. And this girl maths narrative can be also costing you your financial future. In my next video, I'll be sharing 3 things we can be all doing to just become that little bit more financially literate.
The girl math critique here is fair, and I think it's worth saying clearly. Glamorizing financially illiterate decisions as a personality trait is genuinely harmful, regardless of what gender it's attached to. The accountant making this point isn't trying to be the fun police. She's pointing out that normalizing and celebrating bad financial decisions as relatable content trains younger viewers to think those decisions are acceptable or even aspirational. There's a difference between laughing at your own mistakes and actively promoting the mindset that creates them.
You had a 2018 Dodge Durango SRT. You're saying that you owe $34,000 on it. Can you explain the payment part? I don't understand.
When I originally purchased it, I was told that my monthly was going to be $420. They put me through auto pay system. 30 days passed by. I noticed that the payment came out twice. It turns out that it's actually $820, and that the $420 that we're referring to was the amount that they were going to be taking out bi-weekly.
You sent me your truth in lending form, your contract. This is why it's very important to look at these things, because if you look at your truth in lending disclosures, your payment schedule says that you signed for a 72-month term at $828 a month and 42 cents. They probably broke it up for the bi-weekly. Whatever you sign and you're going to be obligated for is going to be on the truth in lending form. You bought it for $24,000. You got a 19% interest rate. Hey,
Yes.
you traded in a 2008 Honda Odyssey. Was it just the trade-in, or you had money to put down?
Just the trade-in.
What's your credit score right now?
620 or 640.
Let me look up the value of this car. It says you owe $34,000, and it has 74,000 miles.
Yeah, it's 73.
And it's not an SRT, it's an RT.
Fully loaded SRT, I guess.
I'm pulling the VIN up. Dodge Durango RT. It says it's worth about $21,200. That means you're about $13,000 underneath.
The bi-weekly payment confusion turning into double the expected monthly charge is a situation that happens more often than dealerships probably want to admit. And then pulling the VIN to reveal it's an RT, not an SRT, worth $21,000 when $34,000 is owed on a 19% interest rate. That is a compounding disaster. A 620 credit score, a trade-in that covered minimal down payment, and a contract that was signed without fully understanding the payment structure. $13,000 underwater on a car that's already depreciating. This is what happens when you sign paperwork you don't fully read or understand.
Hold on. Wait. Let's say Range Rover, right? Okay. Ooh, it's giving Range Rover.
And I mean, at least she's excited about it. Whatever that vehicle is, the Range Rover energy is clearly doing something for her, and sometimes that's just where people are at. The financial reality underneath it is probably a different conversation entirely.
Hate to be the 20-year-old that's more financially literate than a 50-year-old with kids. For context, this guy was using Afterpay and Klarna on multiple Balenci and Rick Owens pieces just to impress some teens on the internet. I don't care what any of you say, buying reps is 10 times better than using Afterpay or Klarna for anything. I know some of these pieces are your grails or whatever, but to me, does the quality justify the price difference? No, it never does. I don't care if you talk about the artistic design, you could get that from China for 10 times cheaper.
The Afterpay and Klarna for designer clothing to impress people online point is one that lands hard. Using installment payment services to buy Balenciaga and Rick Owens pieces is probably one of the worst possible use cases for those products. At least buying reps is a one-time transaction with no ongoing payment obligations. The observation about a 20-year-old being more financially literate than middle-aged adults in this specific situation is uncomfortable, but also probably accurate in this case.
Can someone explain to me why, for student loans through federal student loans, when you pay your monthly payment every month, your current balance never changes? I literally am sitting at $74,000 every month. It doesn't change. Doesn't move. Ever. It stays the same amount. What am I paying for? It's like a bottomless pit. The money is going somewhere but nowhere at the same time. It's not going to my payment, because at this rate, I'll never have that paid off because it's not moving. It's been years and it hasn't moved from that amount. And I'm paying $600 a month on it. Explain that to me. What?
And this student loan situation is one of the most demoralizing things we've covered today. $74,000, $600 a month going in, balance never moves. The reason is interest accrual, eating the entire payment before it touches the principal, which is exactly what happens on high balance loans with rates that outpace the minimum payment. It's not a bottomless pit, but it functions like one when the math doesn't work in your favor. This is the amortization conversation again. Understanding how much of each payment actually reduces your balance versus just covering interest charges is something every person with student loans needs to sit down and calculate.
Are the $50 Pawn Stars mystery boxes worth all the hype?
I have no idea, but we're going to find out. All right, let's open this bad boy. We got a die cast that's probably $10. We got a cool Angels card that's probably $1. We got a gold card Star Wars Boba Fett, probably $2. We got a Hot Wheels, probably $5. We got another $5 there. We got Jim Henson, Kermit, probably $15. A replica Super Bowl ring, probably $20. We got a Bike Scout, that's probably $20. We got Lambo, that's probably $10. Star Wars guy, $10. This one's kind of hard to open. We got a random shark tooth necklace and some stickers. I'm gonna put a whopping $4. Oh, you know what? We got Jiggly. We'll do $5 on those. And we have another Hot Wheels, probably $5. and a random shark tooth. I have no idea, but I'm going to say $1.
$50 for a mystery box that contains items worth roughly $113 to $118 by the reviewer's own estimates is actually not a bad deal if those valuations are accurate. The shark tooth necklace getting a dollar valuation is pretty funny though. Mystery boxes are essentially gambling with collectibles and the outcomes vary wildly, but this particular one seems like it came out reasonably ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering what you guys would offer me on a trade on a 2013 Jeep Liberty.
Perfect, man. How many miles does it have?
It's got 200,000 on it.
200 is not too bad for a 2013.
Hoping to get at least 20K out of it.
20?
20.
Why 20?
Because I've modded it so much, I feel that's what the value is.
What kind of mods did you do to it?
I put a lift on it, I upgraded the diffs, I've got oversized wheels and tires, you know, a lot of time, love, and care went into this for myself personally.
Did you keep the original parts?
I did not.
Okay. Modding it doesn't do very much because we still are based off book. Have you by chance plugged it into like Kelly Blue Book? Did you get a rough estimate?
I did, but I didn't like what it gave me on there. It told me probably 3 to 4K.
And the modded Jeep Liberty situation is a classic example of a very common misunderstanding about how modifications affect resale value. Time, love, care, and personal investment do not translate to market value, especially when the original parts are gone, which actually makes it harder to restore to stock condition. Kelly Blue Book said $3,000 to $4,000, and the owner didn't like that answer, which is how a lot of these dealership conversations start. The market doesn't care how much you personally spent on it.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a gatekeeper, so if y'all don't have Chase Bank, y'all go open an account, because they just sent me a card, it's like a Freedom Unlimited card or something. Bro, tell me how whatever you pay for, they put that amount of bread in your account. So like, I just bought a TV, it's like $350, I checked my account, there's $350 in my account. I was like, oh, like, there's gotta be a mistake or something, so I went to go fill up my tank, like $45, $50. That pops up in my account. I'm like, bro, it's literally, Chase Bank is the best, bro. So I'm not a gatekeeper, had to let y'all know, but do what you want with that information.
Okay, so this one is coming from a completely different place than everything else in this video. Genuine excitement about a cashback credit card working exactly as advertised. And look, if you pay your balance in full every month, cashback cards are legitimately one of the better deals in personal finance. The issue is when people use the cashback as justification to spend more than they would otherwise, which kind of defeats the purpose. But the discovery energy here is wholesome, and if it gets someone to research credit card rewards more seriously, that's not a bad outcome. So that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, especially your own specific experiences with financial products you didn't fully understand until it was too late, whether that's Klarna, long loan terms, or student loans that never seem to go down. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah.